One problem I've experienced in my life is the problem of helping other people to heal. It's been a great challenge of mine. So 10 or 12, somewhere between 13 and 10 years ago, I studied underneath a chiropractor. His name is Doug Hetrick, and he was teaching me some applied kinesiology. And one tool that I learned from Doug was to use this tool called the sacral block. My sacral blocks are over 10 years old now. They're great sacral blocks, and what they do is they offer a sort of a wedge for the sacrum. And the idea of a wedge in the sacrum and the hips is that by placing these wedges in the right spot, you can actually change the way that gravity puts pressure onto your body. The problem people have is they don't know how to recover. People may know how to exercise, people may know how to meditate or eat right, but they don't know how to recover. And that's an important part of training. During my journey to learn how to help others heal, I also had to make sure I could heal and take care of myself. And this has been an invaluable tool, these sacral blocks, to help position and realign my sacrum and my hips for myself. I pride myself in being able to care for my own body, and this is one way that I can do that, is with the sacral blocks. When you lie on your back, have you ever lied down on your back and you look at your toes and you can see one leg rolls all the way out? And you know, wait a second, when that foot rolls all the way out, I know I have a pain in my back. Well, these sacral blocks can actually act as a wedge and prop up your foot into a certain position and actually relax the muscles kind of down and around near the glutes, depending on where you put them. Reasonably speaking, these sacral blocks are not expensive anymore. I will probably drop a link in this description, or if you're on my newsletter, in the newsletter, for the sacral blocks. And I also discovered these sacral blocks can be used for the occiput, for the cervical neck. Well, oftentimes when I work with a client and we're doing healing body work, there's some level of compression in their cervical area, whether they use compression to gain strength out of their hand as though they can't not go into cervical extension, and a variety of other cases. But the sacral blocks, if you position them correctly, can almost act and feel as though someone is subtly pulling on your neck. I love these sacral blocks, and I actually credit my creativity to figure out alternative uses for them, like uses for the feet and for the ankle, to my Mission to Health program. Because I identified, wait a second, the problem that I'm experiencing in my back, the internal problem is, it's frustrating me because every time I move it like this, it hurts. Or it hurts when I'm lying down after holding my kids for a while. It's not fair that I can't lie down. And so that started me to think in terms of, wait a second, so it's when I'm lying down I'm experiencing this problem. And I started to use the sacral blocks in creative ways for myself. And I discovered ways of using it for my neck and different body parts as a result of this Mission to Health program. Because that got my mind into thinking in the same wavelength of the different dimensions of a problem and the consequences of that problem. And so that fostered my creativity. So within my Mission to Health program, if you choose to have gone through it, if you have, by the time this is open, if you have gone through it and we're chatting about it, it's a wonderful program that I think develops your voice. It clears out the mental noise, and it actually fosters a large degree of creativity. You would not have any idea how blocked, foggy-minded, and confused we can get mentally, and how that block in our psychic energy can actually stop you from using your gifts. Back to the sacral blocks. Sacral blocks are wonderful. Check them out, discover them. I think they are singularly the number one tool that you can use to help keep your own body in alignment that no one will tell you about. So if you like this, subscribe to my newsletter if you haven't already, DominicSessa.com, my YouTube, check out my Instagram, and we'll talk again soon.